Welcome back to Rust Belt Football. I'm Alex, the Bills fan, joined, of course, by Bryce, the Bears fan. Bryce, there's two takeaways that we have after this conference championship.
Indeed.
One, there ain't no party like a stiddy party. And two, Sam Darnold will be the first QB from the 2018 draft class to make it to the Super Bowl, and he'll be facing the first QB from the 2024 draft class to make it to the Super Bowl.
This is true. I'm surprised you're able to say that with such gusto, given that Josh Allen was also in that draft class.
I know. Well, there's a lot of people in that draft class. Lamar Jackson is from that draft
Josh
class.
Rosen?
Yeah. Who else is so? Is Baker's from?
Baker's from that draft
Bak-
class. Yeah.
Who
Josh
else is from
Rosen?
that? Okay, okay. Sure, sure. And is
Lamar.
Daniel Jones from that draft class as well? 2018?
I think so.
So there's a
Yes.
lot. That's a pretty loaded draft class.
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold ends up being the first one, which I think obviously is quite unexpected.
Well, now, I mean, he was the third overall pick at the time.
Okay, okay,
So
fair
there's
enough.
that.
So I come in, right, and I've been watching football now for a year and a half, a season and a half, you might say. Uh, Last season was my first season. This season is my second season, my first full season. And I come in, and the Sam Darnold story is really like been taking off since I first
This is true.
started watching football, right? Because that's when he starts to take off with the Vikings in
Yep.
Minnesota. And so this has been one of my first, big football stories that I've really gotten to see play out, and it's been a really satisfying journey. I've really enjoyed watching what's happened for Sam Darnold. So, yeah, there's part of me that's like, of course, I want Josh Allen to be the first one from the draft class, but I'm not upset that it's gonna be Sam Darnold.
That's true. That's fair enough, man. Yeah, I'm stoked for the Super Bowl. Like, it's no
Yeah,
matter what happens, it's going to be an incredible end of the season. Like, it's either Sam Darnold shuts everyone up once and for all, wins the Super Bowl, completes his incredible arc that he's had, his redemption arc in the last couple of years, um, or the Patriots say, "Hey, you guys have been doubting us all year. Everyone's been talking
yeah.
about how easy our schedule is. We're going to go into San Francisco and take it to the best defense that the NFL has to offer. It's them and Houston. Those are the two that I put up there, and so it's going to be an incredible game. And the only thing that's sad about it is that it's the last one that we have.
I know, and it's the football season is too short, man. It's
It,
too short.
I mean, hey, there's whispers about 18 games next year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain. 18 games, give it to me. I need more football in my life.
So walk me through it. So we have the performances of this Patriots team and the Seattle Seahawks team during the conference round. How do you feel that they will do in the Super Bowl? Do you have your favorite to win here?
I do think the Seahawks are going to win it. It's
Yeah.
hard for me to see a world where the Seahawks with like I think when you're breaking it down, Seahawks have the better unit in every area. I mean, special teams is a close
Hmm.
one, um,
Hmm.
but I still lean the Seahawks because they have been lights out. They don't make mistakes in that part of the field. Their offense has been efficient, and they are able to. Clint Kubiak has been scheming around his weaknesses, named Anthony Bradford,
Yeah.
very well. Um,
Yeah.
he had some rough moments last week, but being able to overcome that just says a lot about him as a coach and this unit as a whole, and their
I
defense
mean, it
is just
it
nuts.
it was the Rams. It was the Rams they were up against,
Yep.
and they did great. They did great. It was a great matchup between these two teams. It looked at some points like the Rams might have won it, at least in the second half. I think in the first half, it looked like the Seattle was in the driver's seat there, but then the second half, it was anyone's game. Both teams were playing some of their best. Matthew Stafford, I think, was on fire. He was doing a great job.
He's
His
such a good player.
fingernails were
Yep.
bloody at the end. He left it all on the field, you could tell. And so it was such a gauntlet of a game for both teams, and for Seattle to come out on top really I think speaks to their prowess right now versus the Denver and Patriots game. You have the backup
Do we have to
QB
talk about this
Jarrett
one?
Stidham. Yeah, we don't really have to. We can just touch on it. It like what okay, what I'll say about this is that I I don't feel great about the Patriots after that game
No.
because they almost lost. I
And
mean,
it was a sloppy
can I say
game.
they
It was
almost lost?
gross.
It was
It was a
really
snowstorm.
sloppy. And like Jarrett Stidham had a couple big mistakes there, which led to the Patriots' victory there. But if things were just a little different, and if you had Bo Nix, I think at the quarterback position, I don't know. I don't see the Patriots actually going to the Super Bowl. So like
It,
I feel like they're getting out by the skin of their teeth versus Seattle that really earned it. And so it's hard for me to bet against Seattle in the Super Bowl for sure.
oh yeah, it's I if I was a gambling man, which I'm not, but if I was, I would be putting money on the Seahawks pretty confidently. Now, I said about that about the Chiefs last year, so take
Right.
that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I am so excited for this game. I think the Patriots, like Drake May, is incredible. He's a joy to watch play the game of football. Um,
Yeah.
I love Trey Henderson. He's going to grow into an incredible football player. Uh,
Yeah.
they are making it work with these patchwork receivers that they've got. Can't help but think about the fact that Chris Godwin turned down an extra 20 million, I think I saw, a year to
Really.
return to the Buccaneers that he got an offer from the Patriots. So
Mm,
I would imagine that the Patriots are gonna go heavy after receivers in the offseason this year, but we're not looking there yet. They still have another game to play,
yeah.
and so yeah, that game was sloppy. It was gross. It was. I mean, our buddy Mason texted the group chat during that game, and he said, "Bryce, how much do you want to play in this football weather?" And he knows me well. I that is my perfect football weather. I want snow on the ground. I want people slipping and sliding and tripping over each other everywhere. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, are you ready to get into move on from the conference round and get into this little fun activity that we have thought up?
I am. Next up, we've got the
Okay.
Rust Belt teams, the all Rust Belt teams. Now, we did this a little bit differently to accommodate my wonderful co-host here. We are doing just the offense this week, and we are going to do the defense next week. We're doing 10 and 10 instead of 11 and 11, and we're not going to do offensive line for this one. So we're going to be doing a quarterback, a backup quarterback, three wide receivers, easy for me to say,
Yeah.
two running backs, two tight ends, and a kicker for some
Yeah.
reason.
Why not? Why not? Well, it's really just because I knew who I wanted for it,
Right.
and I wanted to sing his praises and thank him for his service.
That is absolutely valid and a completely reasonable path to get there. So I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah.
What do
Okay.
you got? Let's start with just the quarterbacks.
So 1 and 1, like go back and forth one at a time.
We'll go position by position. We'll go. You can give all your
Yeah.
quarterbacks. I'll
Yeah.
give all my quarterbacks.
So quarterback, I mean, it's like Josh Allen. Josh Allen on my all Rust Belt team is the starting quarterback.
We should clarify. We are not saying these are the best players. We're not saying these are the two best quarterbacks,
Yeah.
three best receivers, or anything. These are just our favorite players. Where if we were putting all of our favorite players in a football team, this is how we would do it.
Yeah. These are the players that we've had the most fun watching this year. To some extent, I think that there is a sort of there is a skill that they need to have in order to make this
Of
all
course,
Rust Belt
yeah,
team. But yeah, so Josh Allen is my starting quarterback.
that's fair. I already know who your backup is going to be.
My backup quarterback is Mac
Yep.
Jones. Yeah, yeah. Because if Josh goes down, Who else do you trust to come in and be your trusty backup other than Mac Jones? Work
You've
for Brock Purdy this year.
you have
I'm taking
waxed
it.
poetic to me just individually about your love for Mac Jones.
Yeah,
Tell the people
yeah.
why you love Mac Jones so much.
Well, okay, so it comes down to Brock Purdy gets injured in week 2 in San Francisco, and Mac Jones comes in, and I thought really held that team up through all its injuries. San Francisco had some of the worst injuries this year of any team because I mean there are teams like the Bears who had more injuries overall, of course, but San Francisco had injuries at some of their most vital positions on the field.
And
Some of
even
their
if it wasn't the
best
most
players.
vital position, it was their most vital players, just
It's their most vital
individually of
players.
their position.
It's
Yeah.
their best players. By week like 6, who did you have left on the San Francisco offense other than Mac Jones and Christian McCaffrey? Everyone else was gone. Like it was it was bad. And you had though in that it was like the week 5 or the week 6 game where you even have Mac Jones is walking wounded and wincing in pain and still playing through it and still winning them football games.
You were
Like,
the definition of completely insufferable that week.
I
And
was.
when he came out and he was fighting through that, I literally just sat there going, "Oh, I'm gonna hear about this from Alex this week."
Yeah.
I just knew it was coming.
And so that's where my love for Mac Jones
Yeah,
began this year. Yeah.
that's absolutely
Uh,
valid.
that's my quarterback and my backup quarterback for my all
So
rest belt
I have a
football team.
confession to make.
Okay.
I couldn't narrow any of these except for the kicker down to just 2 or 3 players. So I have
Yeah.
like
I know. I had so
so
much
many honorable
trouble.
mentions. So
Oh yeah.
just fair warning. Um,
Yeah.
my quarterbacks, Caleb Williams. I mean,
Yeah. Of
I,
course. Of course.
you can make the argument there was not a player in football that was more exciting to watch over the course of the season than Caleb Williams. Like he hit some of the most incredible throws I've ever seen this season alone. He hit some of the most incredible throws I've ever seen in the same month, just stacked on top of each
Yeah.
other. So Caleb Williams is my number one. Um, Off the field, I don't love his persona, the way he presents himself. But as long as he's on my football team, I could care less as long as he plays football the way that he did this year. And I think he's going to continue to get better. So Caleb Williams is my starter. Backing him up, I have Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. Okay. Yeah.
Something about Cam Ward just gets me amped up.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
the whole nonchalant thing gets him in trouble every once in a while, but just his presence, you can feel it in the backfield.
Yeah.
Where he's sitting there and he's just waiting, and then as soon as he sees the throw, he's just ripping it. He's absolutely ripping it, and it's why he's the number one pick. And we're gonna talk about it more later, so I won't go too far into it. But those are my
And he absolutely deserves it for
oh
sure.
yeah, and those are my 2 quarterbacks. My honorable mentions: Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was a Tyler Shuck supporter going into the draft process, and even more so coming out of the draft process. He was actually my QB2 ahead of Jackson Dart. Now, has that aged super well? It depends on who you ask. I would probably rather have Shuck if I'm trying to win sooner than later because Jackson Dart has a lot of refinement to go through. Um, but he was just incredible this year once he got his chance for the Saints. And I think he's not going to be an elite quarterback, I don't think, but he'll be a very good quarterback for a very long time. And my other guy I had, Bryce Young, name notwithstanding. When Bryce Young is playing with confidence, like that,
Uh-huh.
when they beat the Rams in the regular season, and he was just ripping go balls and ripping those deep in breakers.
Yeah.
Man, that got me juiced up. I had so much fun watching that game, and it wasn't just because it gave the Bears the number one seed. It is something to behold when he's playing with confidence and when he's playing with not without confidence. He is 2 different players, and so when he's playing
Yeah.
with confidence, he is just electric.
I considered Bryce Young
Yeah,
for my backup quarterback. Yeah.
very
I
good
I
choice.
I I do love a little bit of the hot and cold, Like there's something about it where because you're not sure what you're gonna get that makes it a little bit more exciting, you know?
Yeah.
Of course, you want your guy to be good all the time, but there's an excitement factor
Right.
to that hot and cold play style.
All right, receivers. We got three of them. What do you
Receiver.
got?
Okay. My wide receiver one, JSN.
Okay,
He has
this is gonna be
been
a little bit awkward.
oh yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. I have had so much fun watching JSN this year. Yeah, he without a doubt the most fun wide receiver for me to watch this year. JSN. Absolutely. The catches that he is able to make, the routes he's able to run, he is just a phenomenal football player. And
Absolutely.
and I just love every moment of watching him on the field. So, he is without a doubt my wide receiver one. Um my wide receiver two is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, I I I enjoy him. I think he's a lot of fun on and off the field. and and I have I enjoy my Detroit Lions as well. So he's a fun wide receiver and he's great. I mean he's great at what he
He
does.
is very good
Uh,
at what he does.
He's a very, very talented player. I put like he's probably I would say he's another wide receiver one, but he is sort of just on the precipice but that you could like I could put him on my hypothetical wide receiver two position and not get too much scorned for it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's 100% fair. It's 100% fair.
Yeah. Wide receiver three, I decided to go with the rookie. I decided to not go with somebody who is like super, super amazing as a wide receiver, at least yet, but like a true wide receiver three. And that pick for me is Isaac Tesla.
I
Because right
knew
now,
I knew he was
yeah,
gonna be on your team. I just
yeah,
knew it.
yeah. Every time that guy takes the field, and in the limited amount of snaps that he has gotten, he is fun. He catches the ball with one hand, like in some awkward positions, but like it's great. Like he has been fun. He's the fun rookie of the Detroit Lions. He's definitely got like he's a lion at heart and he's a Michigan kid born and raised and he's a lot of fun as well and so he's my gonna be my wide receiver three pick.
He's just one of those guys where it was so weird because he would come in for like two snaps in a game, and one of them would be the most ridiculous touchdown catch you've ever seen every week. It was bizarre.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I can't remember seeing a guy like that. I'm sure I have, but not that I can remember right now. So my three, so JSN,
yeah.
and I had him here for a slightly different reason than you did. Yes, he is just electric. He is so much fun to watch. I can't think of a time I've seen a wide receiver be the bona fide receiver one in football for a year that looks like he does.
Mm,
He's not 6'4". He's not 230 pounds. And he's also not like 4'3" fast. But the way that he snaps off routes, like he had a route in the game this week where he just snapped a guy, and the only way I can describe it is snapped him off and sent him careening in the other direction, and he's wide open in the middle of the field for Sam Darnold to hit him for an easy first down. He's just so much fun, and the catches he makes on the sideline are just a sight to behold. My number two is Luther Burden. Okay,
okay, oh yeah, of course, yeah.
whenever Luther Burden touches the football, great things happen as long as he catches it. He had some drop issues, just like every single other Bears wide receiver this year, but he is incredible, and he's only going to get better along with Caleb, and I'm just so excited to see those two grow together. And my number three is Jack Besh
Oh,
of the Las
okay,
Vegas
okay,
Raiders. I
yeah,
love
okay,
Jack Besh and the way that he plays football. Like, I remember he was one of the first guys that I scouted last year. One of the first guys I
yeah.
had ever pulled the tape on and watched the All 22 film. And I watched this kid bury corners. Like when he was on the field for a running play, he was looking at the guy across from him and saying, "I'm gonna murder you today," and he was putting them into the dirt, and it was absolutely phenomenal to watch. And he does such a great job. Chip Kelly and his the way that he and Pete Carroll managed the offense in Vegas this year felt like malpractice to me. That's the only way I
Yeah,
can
I
put
mean,
it. Um,
there's the you could say that about a lot that went on in Las Vegas
yes,
this year.
I can't think of a time that a GM has spent a number of early round picks on players that a team needs, and some of them like Jack Bash are players that I think are very good football players that just don't see the field. Like he just didn't touch the field for the first 2/3 of the season, and then Chip Kelly gets fired, and all of a sudden he starts seeing the field a little bit more, but still not all that much. And so that just confused me, and the whole thing just was a mess. Um, so I think great things are on the horizon for Jack Besh. My honorable mentions for the basically the same reason I love Jack Besh. I love Elick Ayomanor, also because he's a Canadian boy, so he has that going
Ah,
for him as well.
okay. I didn't know that.
He
That's cool.
yes, I like
Yeah.
him a lot. I think he and Cam Ward are going to get together. I don't think he's the true number one in that offense like I thought he would be after the draft, but he is going to be a solid player for them for a long time. Um, Another rookie, and you know I love this guy, Tez Johnson of the
Hmm.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like him a lot. He is a top tier separator. He is just tiny. He is not tall and he's super thin, but he got some run this year. A lot of people said he couldn't do it. He was too small. He wasn't going to be able to hold up to NFL physicality. But when he got some run this year, when Godwin's and Evans both went down, he looked good. You know, he had the whole MVP bit early in the season, and everyone got a good laugh out of that, and doing flips in the end zone and stuff. The guy is a very good football player, and I just love watching him. Then Jalen Coker. I like Jalen
Okay.
Coker a
Yeah.
lot. Uh,
Yeah.
Again, I won't
He
rehash everything
really
I said about Bryce
showed
Young,
up
but
in the
yes,
last couple of weeks of the season for sure.
yeah. And it's always cool seeing a former undrafted free agent show out like that. And then Alec Pierce. I like Alec Pierce a lot. I am super
Yeah.
stoked to see what happens to him
Uh-huh.
in free agency. I have a hard time seeing the Colts letting him walk, but at the same time, he's going to command a decent amount of money. Are they going to cut Michael Pittman to keep him? Are they going to let him go and keep Michael Pittman? I don't know. But wherever he goes, he's going to be a ton of fun to watch.
Hmm. For sure. He's been a lot of fun to watch this year, and he just got better and better throughout the season.
All right,
I've
running
got
backs.
I've thought about this through as you were talking. I thought about one honorable mention
Okay.
for wide receiver, Dalton Kincaid for me.
Yep, that's fair.
Considering the situation in Buffalo
Yeah,
and the fact that Josh Allen later on in the season realized that his wide receivers were his tight ends, and then
yeah,
that led to a decent amount of success for him.
just not enough.
So no, no.
All right,
All
running
right,
back, sir.
my running back one. I'm sure this is going to be no surprise to you. After he helped me in multiple fantasy leagues this year, as my top scoring player, Christian
Yeah,
McCaffrey.
I mean,
No,
totally valid.
yeah, yeah. This guy carried me uh, to first and second place in those two leagues this year, and throughout the season. And the one, it ended in tragedy for me. I didn't win any of them, but throughout the whole season, it kept me up there in the leaderboards, and so I am very, very thankful to Christian McCaffrey, and so he will of course be my running back one.
As someone that has played fantasy football for over a decade now and just won his first championship after being in the championship for like 5 years in a row, losing all of them by less than a point. If you had won in your first year, I would have been a little bit salty.
I know. That's fair. That's fair. Uh, and then my running back too is gonna be James Cook because for all the woes in Buffalo, the constants through this season have been Josh Allen at quarterback and James Cook at running back. And some of the crazy runs that he has been able to make this year, he is a great running back, and I'm glad we have him in Buffalo. I'm glad they paid the man his money. You can argue maybe like about how much they paid him, but I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it.
The question isn't is it worth it now. The question is going to be worth it by the end of his contract, and that's what I'm
We'll
curious to
see.
see.
But I think he just keeps getting better and better. I think James
For now,
Cook this year was better than what I saw James Cook last year, and hopefully that keeps being the case.
hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Um, I have two honorable
Yep.
mentions for the running back position. The first one is going to be Jonathan Taylor, the other running back that helped me so much in fantasy this year. He had a great year. Unfortunately, later on in the Colts season, we lose Daniel Jones, and the offense isn't quite what it was the rest of the season. Um, and he starts to fall off a little bit, but he's still such a great running back. And I don't know that I put all the blame on him for not being able to produce in those final weeks. But he was phenomenal throughout the year. And the other honorable mention I have at running back is Cam
I don't.
Scatterbo.
I was shocked that you put in um, James Cook over Cam Scannable. I was stunned. That's who I thought you were
I
going
thought
with.
about it. No, but like, well, Cam Scatterbo didn't get his whole season, right? He injured in week 8, and he had like some electric games for sure. And I love watching that man. But we don't know what ultimately would have gone on for the rest of the season. There's still some uncertainty there, and James Cook was just so reliable and great throughout the whole season. I have to give it to James Cook just a little bit over Cam.
That's
But
fair
I considered it for sure.
enough. Yes. For running back, I had Kenneth Walker and Travion Henderson.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I make no effort to hide that I am a Michigan State homer. Okay, Spartans don't get many guys that succeed in the league and get drafted high and do well. Kenneth Walker is one of the few, and he is, excuse me, he is an absolute dog. I just love watching him play football.
Oh
He
yeah.
was incredible this week, and we'll talk about how he let me down a little bit later. But um, he is awesome. He is electric. He's either going for no gain or a 90-yard house call. You can flip a coin, and you just never know which. Trey Henderson, very similar. You can tell I have a type. Um,
Yeah.
but
I I
he,
poached him from you
yes, you did.
earlier this year,
You
and I'm very,
certainly
very
did.
happy that I did that. It worked out very well for me.
um, he's phenomenal, and like on the field, off the field, just an absolute class act. I was shocked that he didn't do as well in pass pro at the pro level as he did in college. I thought that was really his calling card coming in the NFL was that was going to be what kept him on the field, but for some reason he just couldn't get a handle on it. Um, Hopefully, the Patriots decide that he can suddenly magically become a three down back. I don't know if that's going to happen, but the guy can hope. I do have two honorable mentions. I couldn't put this guy as a starter because it would just be so basic. But I do love watching Bijan Robinson play football.
Oh yeah,
Like
no doubt.
I haven't really gone out of my way to watch a lot of Falcons football.
No.
Just in my football watching journey, every time I turn the Falcons on this year, and Bijan touched the ball, it's like he's gliding on the field. Like he just the way he moves is totally effortless, and you can't teach that. That's just something that God has blessed him with, and so he is just something to behold when he touches the football, and he will keep Atlanta relevant for a very long time to come. As they actually just hired the Bears' top executive. assistant for their GM role today, which I'm kind of bummed about. But that is going to be uh, my first honorable mention. And then my second, I love him, David Montgomery.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the guy just never goes down on first contact. He has incredible vision. He's not doesn't have crazy breakaway speed, but he can rip off 15, 20-yard runs. He's incredible. Now, the Lions apparently don't know that anymore. They apparently
They
forgot that
forgot he
they have that
existed,
guy, and
yeah.
they were just
They had him
obsessed.
play quarterback a couple
Yes,
times
because he has
throughout
an
the
incredible arm.
season.
He's played quarterback, but
Yeah.
for some reason the Lions just love shotgun runs with Jameer Gibbs into the A gap on fourth and short, which baffles third and fourth and short, and that just baffles me. But um, if we could get Monty back on the Bears, that would be nice. Although with Montgomery, might not
Mm,
be. Those are my two honorable mentions.
okay. On to the tight ends.
I'm
So
excited for the
for
tight
my tight
ends.
end one, I had for my tight end one a guy who I think was a little hot and cold this year, but who ultimately was trustworthy and reliable for me. I had him in fantasy, and he then put up one of, if not the greatest performances I've seen from a tight end, like, well, that I've ever seen from a tight end. Closer to the end of the season, puts up the 3 touchdown game, and this is Kyle Pitts.
Okay, that
Kyle
okay.
Pitts
Okay, yep. I was
is gonna
thinking.
be
I was gonna say, is it Kyle Pitts? It is Kyle Pitts.
this is the guy I want as my tight end one. Without a doubt. He was so much fun to watch. Whenever again, Falcons, you're not always wanting to watch the Falcons, but but I watched that Falcons game when he put up
Yep.
those 3 touchdowns. I had so much fun watching him. He was electric out there. He's the guy that even if he's not going to do that every game, he's reliable, and I want him as my tight end one.
The funniest thing about this is that most football fans that have been paying attention for a few years have been in this Kyle Pitts cycle of he's an athletic freak. He was a top 10 pick. He's so good, and then he doesn't play up to the hype. And then but next year he's gonna live up to the hype, and then he doesn't. Excuse me. But to see it happen this year, like I thought it was gonna happen last year. I thought when they got Kirk Cousins and
Okay.
Michael Penix, I thought, okay, this is actually going to be the Kyle Pitts breakout, and then it didn't happen. Excuse me again. And so to see it happen this year was just incredible. So 100% a valid pick. He was
Yeah.
sensational to the end of the year.
And then my tight end two is gonna be Dawson Knox.
Yep.
Uh, and you might go like, why above Dalton Kincaid? Because I think Dalton Kincaid is a tight end one. I'm putting in my like this is my tight end two, right? I put in Dawson Knox because, well, for all of a sudden in Buffalo, he did sort of become a tight end one for a little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
He in the second half of the season really just showed up as being a great football player. And I'm not sure if Buffalo really knew that they had that talent on their roster to some extent because they weren't like he wasn't part of their plays really. And then of course Dawson Knox or Dalton Kincaid gets injured, and then Dawson Knox has to take over that responsibility and shows himself to be a reliable tight end, a reliable blocker, a reliable wide receiver
Yeah.
for Josh Allen, and so he really showed up this season and when it was a lot of fun, and I think he would be a perfect tight end too for my all Rust Belt team.
That's a very good pick. I remember I thought Dawson Knox as a rookie was good enough that they didn't have to draft a tight end, and then they drafted Dalton Kincaid that year. So shows how much I know. But my tight end one is Colston Loveland.
Yeah.
I think Colston Loveland's the top. You know, I'll say it with my chest. Colston Loveland right now is a top 3 tight end in football. I put him underneath Trey McBride and Brock Bowers, and that's it. The guy is absolutely phenomenal. the way that he runs routes is smooth. He has incredible hands, and he is not just a passive blocker. He's a very good blocker. He's a very good blocker, and so to have a guy that can be that effective in the run game and the pass game is vital to a team that wants to run 12 personnel all the time, like the Bears do. So having two guys that can do that in Kmet and Loveland was huge for the Bears offense this year. So Colson Loveland's my tight end one. My tight end two is Darnell Washington.
Okay.
I something about watching Darnell Washington play tight end, and when they actually figured out, oh, he's not just another offensive tackle. He's a guy that can actually like catch the ball and run routes. He was so much fun. Like the way that he could just bully people as soon as he gets the ball. Like he's the biggest target on the field, and the Steelers don't want to throw the ball downfield anyway. So watching him play football was just a joy. And my honorable mention, because it would be a boring pick, was Trey McBride. The best tight end in
Yeah.
football. I put him above
Of
Brock
course.
Bowers because of Bowers' situation this year, but
Yep.
he is the Cardinals' offense. He's the only reason the Cardinals' offense was passable. Uh, Michael Wilson had a great end to the year, but as far as full season production, Trey McBride is just that dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll hear no argument from me on that for sure. Yeah. Into kickers now?
Yeah.
I'm actually interested to see who your kicker pick is. Like,
I could
I'm
give you
kind of
100
excited for it.
guesses, you wouldn't get it. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that right now.
I'm excited for that because that's one thing. Like all your other players, like I hear you talk about these guys all the time. I don't know that I've ever heard you talk about a kicker.
Because
So,
kickers aren't real.
like, yeah, fair enough. Uh, I put for kicker Matt Prater. Thank you, Matt
What?
Prater. Yeah, I know. For all that you have done for the Bills this year. There's so many times where we have been bailed out by Matt Prater. And this guy going on the field at 42 still got it. One of the better kickers in the league, I think. And he's just been phenomenal. He's fun to watch. He seems like a great guy off the field too. And just like I'm so thankful that we have him as our kicker, that he just landed in Buffalo like 2 or 3 days before our first game and kicked our game-winning field goal against the Ravens. That's, from there on, he has been good old reliable. Matt Prater is going to be my pick for kicker.
Totally valid. My pick, like I said, I could give you 100 guesses, you wouldn't guess it. My pick is
No, I
Jake
don't think so.
Moody.
Jake Moody.
Jake Moody.
Okay.
Okay, I like Cairo Santos. He's a good player.
Hmm.
He does not fill me with confidence when he goes to kick the ball. He's missed just enough kicks that it just makes me cringe a little bit, especially when you get to that 50-yard mark. You just don't know if he has the leg for it. He's good inside of 50, but outside of it, it's really hit or miss. He gets hurt this year. And it's actually very similar story to yours, to be honest with you. He gets hurt this year. And the Bears pick up Jake Moody off of waivers after the 49ers cut him. And Jake Moody comes in, doesn't miss a kick during his time, and with the Bears, and he hits a game winner. And I would be lying if I said I did not want the Chicago Bears to keep Jake Moody and cut Cairo Santos at the time. Now, looking back on it, I'm not sure that was the wisest decision. I'm actually not sure if he ended up missing a kick with the Commanders or not. But I do think he's going to be a good kicker in this league. And sometimes they just need a change of scenery, and kicking is just a super volatile position as a whole. But he was he was very good for the Bears, and he won the Bears football game in one of their classic cardiac Bears comeback wins. So that is my pick for kicker Jake Moody. So to just round
Fair
it out
enough.
quick, we'll just rattle off our full teams one more time. At quarterback,
Sure.
I had Caleb Williams and Cam Ward. At wide receiver, I had JSN, Luther Burden, and Jack Besh. At running back, I had Kenneth Walker and Travion Henderson. At tight end, I had Colston Loveland and Darnell Washington. And at kicker, I had Jake Moody.
Okay. At quarterback, I had Josh Allen. Backup, Mac Jones. Wide receivers were JSN, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Isaac Tesla. At running back, I had Christian McCaffrey and James Cook. And then at tight end, I had Kyle Pitts, Dawson Knox, and for the kicker, I had Matt Prater.
Very good. Now we're going to move into our award predictions for this coming weekend. Why don't you tell me who is your pick for MVP and who do you think will actually win MVP? Because we are not, our picks are not
Okay.
who we think will win. It's if
No.
we were the arbiters of who won these awards, who we would give the award to.
So for MVP, my pick, my personal pick, I went with Christian McCaffrey. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, because it never seems that anyone other than a quarterback wins this award.
Correct.
So first off, I wanted to buck that trend.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's really, I mean, that's one of the driving motivations behind this. Two, again, who was keeping, I mean, other than Mac Jones, of course, who was keeping San Francisco's offense alive when everyone else was
True.
like wounded? It was Christian McCaffrey all season long, producing no matter rain or shine, like no matter who is on the field helping him out or not, like he was keeping that offense alive. So I think he deserves a lot of credit for uh, how well San Francisco did this year. Obviously, they didn't win. Uh, they're not going to the Super Bowl, but they made it to the playoffs. They were I mean, it's hard to say they weren't a really awesome team this year, especially considering all of their injury setbacks.
Yep.
And so Christian McCaffrey, I think, was the vital piece that kept San Francisco going this year. That's why I would say he is an MVP candidate, and he is my personal pick for MVP. Now, my prediction, I'm sure we're on the same page here, is going to be Matthew
Yeah.
Stafford.
Yeah, I think it's be Stafford, and that Stafford's my pick as well.
Yeah, I mean, and that's also, I think it's a great pick. I,
Yeah,
I think he deserves it. Absolutely.
it was just phenomenal to watch what he's able to do in this offense. And I know the offense was loaded and everything else, but um, it was a special season from a guy that was supposed to retire, as far as
Yeah.
the media was concerned, going into the year. And to have the year that he had at this point in his life was just, and in his career, was just phenomenal and a joy to watch. Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay. So, I can my personal pick for offensive player is JSN.
Yep, yep, we're
Yeah.
we're in agreement. Yep.
I also predict that it will be JSN.
So I tried to not be boring.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. I probably should have flipped. I actually flip flopped these a couple of times. Um, to not be boring and maximize my chances of winning this imaginary contest we have, I picked Drake May to an offensive player of the year.
Uh-huh. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a good
he's
pick.
not going to win
That's a good
MVP,
pick.
so I threw a bone, and I think if it's not going to be Jason, it's going to be Drake May, and I figured we both picked Jason, and so I wanted to throw a little wrench in it there.
Sure. Uh, I've got defensive player.
Mhm.
I don't think this is going to be a surprise also at all. Miles Garrett. I mean,
Yep, that's my pick for
yeah.
who I think will win it.
That's my pick for who will win it. That's my pick for I think who deserves it. Yeah, that's that because he's been fun to watch whenever he is on the field and he is just going after players. Even when he was going after Josh Allen, and that was oh man, he Josh Allen was so afraid of this man,
Yep.
he ran back 20 yards because he's like, oh no, I'm not gonna give him the sack record. I'm not gonna let him break it on me,
Yeah.
And then he gets the half sack for it. It's like okay, yeah, I think defensive player of the year Miles Garrett.
Yeah, I one of the hardest things for me is when a player or a team does something special in a year that in any year would be viewed as an all-time performance. But because it was in a specific time period where this other thing was happening, no one's going to talk about it. Like it was if the 73-9 Golden State Warriors didn't exist, then the San Antonio Spurs from that year would be looked at as one of the best teams of all time.
Hmm.
This year, Will Anderson had one of the greatest defensive seasons I've ever seen. But because Miles Garrett did what he did in the same year, no one's going to talk about it. And so I want to show him some love, and I would give it to Will Anderson because I'm quite frankly tired of seeing Miles Garrett winning these awards. He wins
Fair
them.
enough.
So
Fair
it's him
enough.
and TJ Watt just going back and forth
Yeah.
for it. And I think TJ Watt is kind of aged out of real contention for this award. But yes, Will Anderson is who I would give it to because Miles Garrett is great. If I was just picking the best player, it would be Miles Garrett. But I'm going for a little bit of a narrative pick here and going with Will Anderson, who led the best defense in football.
Okay. Well, on to the next one, offensive rookie. Okay. So I've got a fun pick for this.
Oh,
So I'm gonna tell you who I think is gonna win it first,
are you
and
going to
then
pick
I'll
an
tell
offensive lineman?
no, no, no,
Okay,
no, no, no,
okay,
no. Offensive rookie,
okay.
I think is probably going to go to Emeka Ekbuka.
Hey, Big Boo.
I think Ekbekbo. I know. I got that clip.
Just
It
ruined
it
you.
it it ruins me. Ekmeka Egbekbo.
Egbuka.
Yeah.
There you go.
Amika Egbuka is
Okay,
going to be,
interesting.
I think, I
Interesting.
think there's a good chance he wins it. And if not, Jackson Dart. It's
Okay,
probably, but I think it's gonna go that way. Uh, my personal pick for offensive player or like offensive rookie is gonna be Cam Scatavoo. This is
okay,
where I'm putting him in. This is where I'm putting him in.
okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I know. Well,
I
hey,
mean,
look,
this is who you're gonna pick, so that
the
is valid.
most this man had the most electric uh 8 games ever I've ever seen so far in my time watching football. And he's a rookie, right? He
Yep.
comes in and he is I'm running back one and I'm gonna lead this team to victory and I'm gonna do it by punching through people. It's great. It's
Right.
great.
My offensive rookie of the year was Colston Loveland.
Okay.
By virtue of Colston Loveland, in my opinion, I mean, yes, he plays for the Chicago Bears, but I'm trying to separate myself from my bias from this conversation for now. I think he's the only player in this entire draft class that you can say is definitively a top five player at his position. Right? Like, there's some really good players in this class. I don't think any of them are top five at the position that they play, and so I think Colston Loveland deserves it. I think um, he had a slower start to the year because he was hurt in the beginning of the season and in the offseason, sorry. And so he came in a little bit banged up, didn't have the time to really uh, get accustomed to the offense and get acclimated like Tyler Warren did. And so I think he clearly eclipsed Tyler Warren by the end of the year. I think Teteroa McMillan's going to win it. Um, I think
Okay.
Egbuka
Okay.
had a
Yeah.
great start to the year, but really petered off with the return of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Ted
Yeah.
McMillan was just a baller all year, and um, those deep throws that I was talking about between with him and Bryce Young were just something to behold. And so that is my pick for who will win.
Okay. So for defensive rookie, I went Nick Emenwari for
Great
both. For
pick.
both,
Great
this is
pick.
my pick to win it. That I personally think great, like I think great player, and then also I think will be the winner of this award. Especially like man, last week,
He's so good, man.
uh,
He's
or
so
this
good.
past weekend, he was so good, and even earlier, I think it was like week 14 where he got his first interception,
Yeah,
and he did all like a couple of sacks. Like he had like just a crazy defensive player game. And again, a rookie coming in like first year, uh, being this integral part of the Seattle defense, totally deserves it. What a guy.
absolutely. Yeah, I think he's up there. I love him. I mean, I love him. I've kind of had my flag planted
Mhm.
on with him for since March, late last March. Like I have been all the way on that hype train. I do think Carson
Okay.
Schlesinger is going to win it
Mm,
for
okay.
the Browns. Linebackers are a really weird position uh, when
Yeah.
you're drafting players. Like even Fred Warner, I think he was a third round pick. Like you never know what you're gonna get. You never know how they're gonna adjust to the pro level. Um, Schlesinger was phenomenal this year. I again another guy I planted my flag on uh, early in the draft process. Really, really like the player. I think he's going to win it, and he is also my pick to win it. And this is going to play
Okay.
into the only penny bet that I have to bring to the table in a little bit here.
Okay. Cool. So, comeback player of the year.
Mhm.
So this one, I'm also going to be giving to CMC.
Okay, okay, you
Yeah,
did. Okay,
I did, because
that
I think
okay.
that CMC has this injury history.
Yep.
He's out for last season, most of last season, and when we're going into the draft this year, everyone is afraid to pick CMC. So I, not knowing any better, pick him, and then he does, wonders for me. So honestly, yeah, for me, I'm like, this is an easy pick for comeback player of the year. And then I think very likely he is also going to be the recipient of the award. Uh, I could also see it going to Dak, but I think more likely CMC.
I think Chris McCaffrey wins it. My
Yeah.
pick is Philip Rivers.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
I I
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
if the award is the comeback player of the year, what bigger
Yeah.
comeback is there than coming back from 5 years off at the age of 44
Yes. No,
to try
honestly.
and rescue a team's hopeless season? He couldn't do it. I know he couldn't do it. I know he didn't win a
He
game,
almost beat the Seahawks.
but it was so close several times.
It
Like it
was.
was
It was.
something to
I
behold.
know.
Um,
I'm mad I didn't think of that, honestly. It's fine.
I
Yeah, yeah.
have in brackets a player that I was going to pick if you had thought of it and picked Rivers, because I know if you had thought of it you would
Uh,
have.
yeah,
But
yeah, I would. I totally would have.
all right, Coach of the Year, what you got?
Coach of the year, I've got Mike Vrabel
Yeah.
for both. For both. Uh, partially because I know who yours is going to be. And so, you know, he was also the other one that I was considering. But Mike Vrabel, I mean, has turned this New England franchise around in the span of a year. New England had a terrible season last year. Now they're in the Super Bowl this year. That in and of itself, uh, with this new coach coming in, that's a big thing. The other thing, I just love Mike Vrabel as a human being. This guy has got ultimate like dad energy, and he is all the players love him so much, and like he goes in for the hug with every player as they're coming, like dabs them up right as they're coming through to the locker rooms at the end of the games. They love him. He's created such a great atmosphere. He's gotten so much out of even like players like Stefan Diggs that other coaches are maybe been afraid to work with and weren't sure how to work with. And so for all of these reasons, I just think Mike Vrabel is the guy, and he deserves this award.
Totally valid. I think he's also going to win it. Um,
Yeah.
Ironically, he'd probably be the third guy that I would give it to. I'd be inclined to give it to Mike McDonald over him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Personally, I think he's just done an incredible job this year. And my pick is Ben Johnson. Like
Yeah, of
it
course. Of
has to be.
course.
Um,
This is the guy that has come in and saved your beloved franchise. Of course it's going to be Ben Johnson for you, and I don't begrudge you that at all.
it is that. I would be lying if I told you it wasn't that. But it is also more than that, right?
Yeah.
It's not just coming in and turning on my team. It's the Bears have been one of the most dysfunctional teams for a long time. They have been like the team that's associated with being incapable with having um a coherent timeline of where you want to be, right? It's lame duck coaches paired with drafted quarterbacks over and over and over again. You're firing GMs and it's never quite working. And people are saying, I don't know if Poles has it. And then you get Ben Johnson, right? And like it starts with Caleb, and you're like, oh, but Eberflus, and then Eberflus gets fired. It's like, oh, they did it again. And then you get Ben Johnson. And he doesn't just come in and build a 9-8 team like Dan Campbell did with the Lions in his first year with
Yeah.
them. He comes in, they win 11 games and go to the divisional round of the playoffs and lose to an incredible football team in the Rams with a bad interception in overtime. They it was their game to lose. There was a world, very easily there could be a world where they go to the conference championship and play the Seahawks
Absolutely.
in year one with
Mhm.
all of the deficiencies that come from being in the first year of a system. And so I really think Ben Johnson is the most deserving recipient of the award. And it does extend more than just turning around my favorite team and creating
Yeah.
an incredible offense, the best offense I've ever seen from a Bears team in my life.
Absolutely fair. All right. What do we have next on your
Executive
list?
of the year.
Executive. Okay. Okay. I went for this one, Robert Kraft for
Okay, okay, all right,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for hiring Mike Vrabel.
that's fair.
Yeah, that is my sole reasoning. Pretty much.
I went a
Because I
little
don't
bit.
know my executives really that well yet,
That
to be
that's fair.
honest. So,
I went a little
yeah.
bit more nuanced, and I picked John Schneider, the GM for the Seahawks. Um,
Okay.
he's crushed like 3 draft classes in a row, where he's just
Yeah, that's
hit on so many
absolutely.
picks.
Absolutely.
And so I think
Probably,
he's an easy pick. He's gonna win it. I think anyone else
yeah,
to me would kind of be malpractice. But
sure.
next is like probably my favorite award, just because
Okay.
I it's new. I have no idea how they're gonna treat this. I would not be surprised if it ends up just being left tackles every year, but it is the Protector of the Year award.
Okay.
My
So
sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
I couldn't I when looking this up, like I didn't even find this category in the nominees. I
No,
just like no, but I
interesting.
came up with one, but
Yeah,
I don't even know, like, yeah, who are they?
just offensive lineman. That's it.
Just
I
offensive linemen.
think.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So yeah, I have for this one, I have Chris Lindstrom. I don't know if
Okay, yep.
which way you're leaning on this one.
I my pick is Joe Tooney.
Okay.
It
Well,
is a homer
actually,
pick.
that makes that
It is a
yeah,
homer
that makes
pick,
yeah.
but he
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
a top 3 guard in football this year.
Yeah.
In the first year of his system, and it was a little bit rocky to start, but he was incredible on the left side of that line. And when they needed him to in the playoffs, he kicked out to left tackle, just like he did in the playoffs last year with the Chiefs, and he held his own against 2 of the best pass rushers in the NFL, in Jared Verse and Byron Young. And so uh, that versatility and that dependability. I don't think he missed a game this year. I don't know if he missed a snap this year. And so I have him as my left guard. The guy that I think, or my protector of the year rather, um, the guy that I picked to win it is going to be Panay Sewell, who is an incredible football player,
Okay. Yeah,
but their offensive line was bad, and so
it
I,
was.
I wanted to I wanted to give it
It
to a
was.
player on a good offensive line. That was kind of
Yes.
my hope there, and so Panay Sewell is who I think will end up winning it.
Okay.
That does it for that. Now on to the segment that you came up with that I know you
Yeah.
are super excited for. Are you ready for the first annual Rusties?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Okay. Now the way I have this set up, I need to start
Okay.
because of the
That's
graphics,
cool.
and then we're gonna go back
Okay.
and forth.
Sure. Okay.
The award for the Drakest May goes to the one and only Drake May.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
have never seen a phenomenon like the Drake May phenomenon this year. It
Yeah.
was spectacular. It was fun. It was a blast, and I was just glad to be a part of it. To be honest with you, I have Drake May in a bunch of, and actually, in two of my dynasty leagues, I have Caleb Williams and Drake May, and so being able to really take part in that as someone that has stakes in Drake May was just an absolute blast.
Okay. So the first one I have is also going to be a bit similar here. It's called "They Knock Me Down, but I Get Back Up Again" award, and this award is also going to Drake May.
Okay.
So the reason why
Well, to
is
be clear,
because
I had no idea who
no,
the actual winners of your awards were, so this is pure
no.
happenstance.
So this award, and I just figured I'd come out with it because it'd be funny. But the recipient of this award is a quarterback that got sacked a whole bunch this year.
Sure.
Uh, uh, Drake May was in the top 5 most sacked quarterbacks this year. Unlike some of the top most sacked quarterbacks, though, still managed to play his butt off and take his team to the Super Bowl. So he persevered through that, and so I'm calling it the "They Knocked Me Down, but I Get Back Up Again" award, and it goes to Drake May.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
My next award, this is probably the most practical award that I have. I think I can say that pretty safely. And it is the Air Miles Champ Award. And this award I'm presenting to the player that had the most air yards this year. So that's the most yards that the quarterback throws in the air. And it goes to Matthew Stafford with a whopping 2,857 yards
Wow.
through the air alone
Wow.
this year. Wait,
All right
it's a
then.
pretty crazy number when you think about it, but
Yeah.
that is my pick for that award.
Okay. So my next award is the life of the party. This award goes to a player that consistently was the life of the party for his team. The maybe you might say like the spiritual center of the team, the guy who motivated other players, the party animal. It's Cam Scattaboo for
Yep.
the New York Giants. This guy, even after he leaves the field, is just hyping up his team from the sidelines in his wheelchair or whatever it is that week in his cast, like whatever. Like he is just have like his whole team loves the guy. He like they love him and you could tell it even though they're sometimes annoyed with him because he's a freak of nature, but he is absolutely the life of the party. Cam Scattaboo.
Absolutely valid. My next award is the Solo Act Award.
Okay.
The player that just had to do everything on his own for the entire year, and it goes to Cam Ward.
Yeah.
The guy, the guy
Poor
was
guy.
playing football by himself all year. They
He
tried to help
was.
him and draft him a bunch of receivers, get him a reliable guy, Tyler Lockett, and it just didn't come together the way that they wanted it to, and you could tell.
Yeah. All right. The next award that I have is called the "My Powers Have Doubled Since the Last Time We Met" count award.
you
Because
you
I'm a
sent me
huge
this,
Star
and I
Wars
was like,
nerd.
I have to try and
What
fit
does
this on
this
a
even mean?
trophy. What am I gonna do? Okay, lay it on
Okay.
me.
The criteria for this award. It's kind of my most improved player award, but it's more than that. It's every game this player felt like they showed up and their powers had doubled since the last game. And they just kept getting better and better throughout the season. I'm giving this award to Alec Pierce
That's valid. Yeah, I like it. I actually like that
because,
quite a bit.
yeah, because Alec Pierce at the start of the season looked like a wide receiver 3. At the end of the season, looked like a wide receiver 1.
Yep.
And And this wasn't just this guy comes back from last year into this year and is a better player. This guy was getting better week to week, it felt like. So for me, my powers have doubled since the last time we met, Cal. Goes to Alec Pierce.
Absolutely valid. I love it. My next award is the Crash Out King.
Yeah.
And I had a really hard time picking one. And so I had to
Good
go
one.
with what to me was the most memorable. And it is hands down week one of the NFL season, minute one of the NFL season,
Oh,
when the
yeah, I know
Cowboys are playing the
exactly.
Eagles
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Yep.
Jalen Carter spits in Dak Prescott's face.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I remember I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden there's a guy that gets hurt on the field, and I'm like, oh man, like I hope he's okay. And then all of a sudden everyone's fighting in the middle of the field. It's like, what is going on? And then they show the slow mo, and
Yeah.
it was bizarre. I do have a couple honorable mentions though.
Okay.
Jamar Chase for the exact same thing, where he spit on Jalen Ramsey and then lied about it.
Yeah.
Even though he was caught
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
camera spitting at Jalen Ramsey. And of course, DK Metcalf for
Yeah.
assaulting a fan in
Yeah.
the stands.
Yeah. I thought about including that too. I didn't though, so yeah, we're all good. Okay. My next award is called the Happy Little Accident Award. So this goes to a player that had an accident, that was injured, but seemed quite happy about it, quite content about it, as he was wheeled off the field with the biggest smile on his face. The Happy Little Accident Award goes to Tyreek Hill.
That I'm gonna be honest with you. When you said that, I thought you were gonna say Cam Scattaboo again.
No, 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 no. Although he also he honorable mention goes to
Right?
Cam Scattaboo.
That is totally valid. That is totally valid. I like that one. My next award is the Trivia Question Award.
Ooh.
Every year, I feel like there's a couple players in the NFL where you look at them and you go, "You're playing for this team?" And this is like, I'm someone that follows football pretty closely. Like I take some pride in how close I keep up with the NFL. And every once in a while, I'll see a guy like, hold on a minute, what happened here? And for me, that player this year is Von Miller on the Commanders.
Okay.
Like 15 years from now, there's going to be what player played for the Broncos and the Bills and the Commanders? And I was going to go, what? Like Von Miller played for the Broncos and the Bills, but he played for the Commanders? And then that one guy's going to go, oh, yep. Remember that time, that one year that he played for the Commanders and they had nobody on defense? It was like him and 35-year-old Bobby Wagner, and that was the entire defense. So that is my trivia question
Okay.
of the year.
That's good. I like that. I like that award. That's one that should make a comeback for sure. Like I like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So my last Rusty is called the Mischievous Menace Award. This goes to a person who was, well, I don't know, it's pretty self-explanatory, a mischievous menace who knew he was doing wrong, but he did it anyway. He did it anyway, and he got away with it. This goes to Coach Matt LaFleur for throwing down, throwing down calling the timeout after he noticed his team made a false start and the refs gave it to him. And after the game, when he was called on it, he went, "I don't know, it was a timeout." Absolute menace behavior from Matt LaFleur, and he is the deserving recipient of the Mischievous Menace Award.
I love it. And it actually, that you putting that Rusty there means I have to actually switch my order a little bit because I actually have two more left.
Yeah.
And this
Okay.
one I was going to save for last.
Mm.
I have the Blackmail Expert Award,
The blackmail expert. Okay.
which I toyed around. I wanted to call this something to do with job security, but I couldn't think of anything that made it fit on the trophy.
Okay.
If you told me that in a competitive environment, I could blow two historical leads in a row to my biggest rival, and not only keep my job, but get a pay raise and an extension, I would say I want whatever that guy's having. The
Hmm.
fact that Matt LaFleur can have two of the most catastrophic collapses that we have ever seen in a row in the biggest rivalry in all of sports, and not only keep his job, but get a raise and an extension, is hilarious to me. Now, I am not saying that, oh, the Packers should have fired him. No. He
No.
had another year on his contract. The Packers should have said, okay, we're going to get this deal done, but like, let's let you get a couple wins under your belt next year, and then we'll do it. So that the last thing people are or that people are thinking about is not the fact that you just blew two gimme games against Chicago Bears, one of which in the playoffs you're up 21-3 at halftime. 21-3, and then you then proceed to get absolutely just boat raced in the second half. Like all of a sudden this defense that you've shelled and made fun of all year is just gonna absolutely destroy you. Like that guy's getting an extension. Okay, all right, he's got some dirt on somebody. I can't prove
Yeah.
it, but
You
there's
can't
something
prove
going
it, but
on
you
there.
just yeah.
And then I do have one more
Fair enough. Okay, let's
that
hear it.
we don't have to spend super long on, but this one is the Diamond in the Rough Award.
Okay. Okay.
And my diamond in the rough for this year was Ashton Genty. Like, you want to talk
Okay.
about the rough? The Las Vegas Raiders were
Yeah.
about as rough as it gets.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
they were there. They were there.
And if I hadn't made these before the Pro Bowl votes had come out, I would have absolutely made one talk about a certain player that we will be discussing very shortly. But that will have to go on hold for a moment because next
Okay.
is the egregious penalties of the week.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
I will yield the floor to you for this.
yes, we have discussed this at length and decided that this week there was only one call deserving of the egregious penalty of the week. And it is a penalty that I have some personal reservations about, to say the least. I have a history with this penalty in particular.
Hmm.
On a fourth down, Tariq Woolen comes up with an incredible pass breakup and makes the mistake of celebrating by running down and jawing at the Los Angeles Rams sideline. This gives the Rams 15 yards and an automatic first down. What do we do? Okay, taunting has always been an awful flag. Ever since they decided we're going to make this an emphasis of the rules, it has been an awful flag. It is never, never used in a conducive way. Okay, you have a sport that is built on raging testosterone and anger.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you have a sport where the entire premise is I'm looking at the guy in front of me and I'm trying to make him hurt in every way that I can within the bounds of the rules.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can do that, execute it to perfection, you can do it at the highest level that anybody can do in the world, and then you can't rub that in a little bit. Like, I understand the NFL wants to be a model. They don't want to be the people teaching kids bad lessons, but they're fine showing softcore adult films for their halftime show at the Super Bowl every year. Like, they're fine with all of this stuff, but oh no 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 no. We can't have people being mean to each other during the game. That's unacceptable. Like, the taunting penalty needs to be removed from football for the integrity of the game. Like,
Yeah.
it genuinely ruins the integrity of the game.
Because you can blame that penalty for then the Puka Nakua
Oh,
touchdown
absolutely you can.
moments later.
They're punting the
And
ball if they don't call that penalty.
if the LA Rams then go and win that game, then Seattle fans are gonna blame that penalty for losing the game,
Absolutely.
and Rams fans aren't. They might not feel all that great about the victory either because of that. They'll know that's why. Like it just, yeah, like you said, I think it does hurt the integrity of the game to some extent. Yeah, for
And in
sure.
fairness, Rams fans are kind of insulated from that. Like they have this thing where this is before your football fan time, but
Yeah.
there was I don't remember what year it was, but it was one of Drew Brees' last years with the Saints, and they were playing the Saints were playing the Rams, and I think it was the conference championship game, and there was the worst, the most egregious, to borrow the term, missed penalty of all time. I think um, that week where the Nikhil Roby Coleman, I believe it was, absolutely annihilated the Saints receiver as he was running his route. Just completely just threw his shoulder of it into him, dove into him way before the ball got there. There was no flag. Saints ended up losing the game. Saints fans were calling to replay the game
Wow.
because the
Wow.
NFL had to admit that they missed the call, and um, Rams fans were saying, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Jared Goff to this day maintains that it wasn't a flag, which is
Hmm.
just it's disingenuous to me. But so Rams fans have a history with this. So, but it would have, I would have had a bad taste in my mouth. I honestly do have a bad taste in my mouth,
Yeah.
as it is, just knowing that
Yeah.
that penalty happened and led to the game ending the way that it did, and being as close as it was.
Okay.
Okay, now onto our freezing cold takes.
Hey. Do you wanna go first this time?
Sure.
I've been going to first a lot for a lot of things tonight, so I figure I better let you go first this time.
At this point, they shouldn't even have a Pro Bowl game.
Mm.
They,
Okay,
they, they,
okay.
they should just give up. It's not working. No one cares. It doesn't even mean anything anymore. Okay? The worst starting quarterback in all of football is in the Pro Bowl. The worst starting quarterback. I watched a lot of football this year. Shador Sanders was the worst starting quarterback in all of football. He was
Mhm.
barely passable at best. At best. And he's starting. No, maybe not starting, but he is a quarterback in the Pro Bowl in the AFC, which is renowned for superstar quarterbacks. And I know that there's so many guys that are hurt and whatever, but you cannot tell me they couldn't find somebody better. Gino is better than him, and we were making fun of him as if he was the worst quarterback we'd ever seen for like 10 weeks of the year. It is categorically insane. They shouldn't even try it. They moved to flag football because it was an embarrassing product when they tried to make a tackle. It is
Oh, I didn't know that
horrific.
it was tackle before.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it is an
Interesting.
embarrassment. The only good thing about it is the skills competitions. Um,
Yeah.
if they're gonna have a Pro Bowl, they should just use like take every proposed rule change. First off, scrap the flag football thing. Take every proposed rule change and just chuck it into the Pro Bowl and just see what happens.
Okay.
But yeah, it's awful. I hate it. The only good thing comes out of the Pro Bowl are the 15-minute cut ups of the skill challenges after it's over.
Okay. All right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I respect that take. Uh my first freezing cold take for this week is going to be uh I think the Rams special team cost them the game.
Yep, yep,
I think
categorically.
that, yeah, I think if not for those special teams disasters, the Rams probably are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I
Like,
I think the Rams season this year has colored my understanding of what a complete football team looks like.
yeah, because I hadn't even really like fully thought about like the special teams
Yeah,
being that vital to the team, which of course, your whole team is important, but you're mostly thinking about offense, defense, and you're not really worried about the special teams. But man, that really are like showed and illustrated for me just how important uh, not having a bad special teams actually is.
Yeah, like when you look at the Rams on paper, they have a top three offense, they have a top seven, top 10 defense. And so it's like, oh wow, it's the most complete team in football. But you can only, and I was guilty of saying that throughout the year, but then you can't forget to include the special teams unit in that. Um, I think that's the disparity between the Seahawks and the Rams is that the Seahawks have a very good special teams unit. They just do. And like Rashid Shaheed is an all world returner, and Jason Myers is an all world kicker, and their
Hmm.
punter is absolutely incredible. And so all of those things marrying together, like their offense was spectacular. Their defense was spectacular. Like top two in the world spectacular. Their special teams was incredible. So like the Seahawks, even with like I couldn't look past Anthony Bradford when I was looking at them and calling teams a complete team. But I think you have to look past minor weaknesses like that um, and focus on the major weaknesses like special teams, even if you don't think it'll be a big deal.
All right. Well, what is your next freezing cold
I
take?
actually only have one more,
You
and
only have
this
one more. I
goes
also only have
back.
one more.
This goes back to the Micah Parsons trade.
Okay.
After the Micah Parsons trade, it came out that there was a poison pill clause in this trade that would not permit the Packers to trade Micah Parsons to the Eagles.
Mm.
I want more poison pills. I
Okay.
want to see teams
Fair.
weaponizing this to its fullest extent.
Mm.
Where it's like, okay, you want this player? Sure, but you can't send him to our rival. You
That's
can do
cool.
whatever you
I
want
mean,
with him.
yeah,
He can't go here. We don't want to see him
yeah,
again. Right? Like, I want to see that on every trade, every
yeah.
contract going forward.
Yeah. That I do wonder if that will become a more regular thing now that that precedent has been set. All right.
Lay your
My
last one
next,
on me.
yeah, my next one is it's maybe more of an admission than anything. Like,
Uh-oh.
I'm not really sure what makes a good QB, Bryce, anymore because Sam Darnold's going to the Super Bowl. And like this guy had a history of disaster with the Jets and Carolina. Well, it's the Jets in Carolina. Um, we've seen this with Baker Mayfield. We've seen it with Daniel Jones. So many quarterbacks. We've seen it with Mac Jones. Uh, so many quarterbacks uh, look awful 1 year and look tremendous another year. And for me, I'm really going like, man, do we actually know? Like, that's the icy cold take. We don't actually know what makes a good quarterback sometimes.
I
Because
think
it's a combination of so many things, right? It's the quarterback's actual athleticism. It's the system that he's in. It's whether or not he's a good fit for the system. There's just so much to the quarterback position that it like like any other sport, it seems.
it
And
is.
so my icy cold take is just I don't know what makes a good quarterback. Yeah, yeah, but yeah.
I think it is in like the biggest factor is does the quarterback have the talent, and that is both physically and mentally. Uh, and if the quarterback doesn't have the talent mentally, like you saw Sam Darnold come into an objectively bad situation, he was a third overall pick. He had the talent, but he did not have the situation, and he did not have the development path set up for him to succeed. And so Caleb Williams last year showed flashes, wasn't very good. Caleb Williams this year was better, but like last year it was like, oh boy, like you saw how low the floor was, and you saw flashes for how high the ceiling was, but he wasn't getting there. Now he has consistent offense over the course of a full year, and you saw him get like I went back and I watched week 1, 2, and 3 yesterday because I was working on my Bears recap that we're gonna do soon, and I was like, wow, the difference between that guy and this guy that I just watched play in the divisional round of the playoffs is incredible, and I can only imagine how it's gonna look after full off season, right? And so you have to have the right system around him, and you have to have the talent, and you have to have the processing capability. And if all those things marry together properly, even if it's 7 years after you get drafted, like Sam Darnold, it is possible to still be a really good player in the NFL. All
All
right.
right. Ready to finish off the episode here and get those penny vets done?
So, beginning of the show, we saw these numbers above our heads. I got rinsed this week. I actually made a mistake, and I don't have them all written down here anymore. I don't think, but I know Kenneth Walker, after a very good start to the game, did not come close to 225 total yards. JSN, even if I had
Got his.
let you stay at 150 yards, finished with
Yeah. Still got
153.
it.
The
Yep.
Broncos won,
Yep.
or the Broncos lost. Sorry,
Sorry, the
the
Broncos lost.
Broncos
The
lost,
Broncos didn't
and their
win.
defense
They
didn't
didn't get
score a
the
single point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Drake May didn't fumble at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I am down 4 cents to none. And my only hope is that I can use this to hopefully, like, I can hopefully make up for this during the off season and with my draft expertise, and hopefully I can rinse you in the
Yeah.
future
Yeah.
here.
There's a very good chance of that. In the especially during the draft season.
So what are your thoughts for the penny bets and being up for nothing? How do you feel?
I feel great, obviously, but and I'm going to try and capitalize on this lead with some more fun penny bets that I have for the Pro Bowl this week. We'll see if you
Okay.
take me up on
I,
any of
I
them,
I have
but they're
one
fun.
singular
I
bet.
think you
I
might
have one
like them.
singular bet, and it has nothing to do with the Pro Bowl.
I have three. They're all to do with the Pro
Okay.
Bowl, but
All
you
right.
might. I think you'll like them. I think you'll like
Convince
them.
me.
Okay, first one. A player drops an easy pass because they're laughing slash having too much fun. They have to be an actual like
As
visible laughter
as your
is
friend,
affecting
I
their
don't think I
performance.
can take this bet.
Fair enough, because it'll probably happen.
Because
Yeah,
like I am so sure that it's gonna happen that I don't think I can take you up
yeah,
on
fair enough. Because that is the thing that I have liked, like I liked about watching the Pro Bowl last year was that it's just a bunch of guys that are just having fun. Like they're just like it's like they're kids again, and that's kind of like the part I enjoy about the Pro Bowl, like the flag football match that they play. All right, you got
Just
one?
lay all three of them on me because mine doesn't have to do the Pro Bowl.
Oh,
So we'll just go all
okay.
three of yours and then I'll
Sure,
do mine.
sure. Okay. Uh, I'm calling this penny bet. I'm just here for the food. The camera catches a player eating on the sidelines multiple times, more than
Oh,
once.
I like.
More
Wait,
than
multiple
yeah,
times?
more than once. Not necessarily
Oh,
3 times, 4 times. A uh, I'm just here for the food. The camera catches a player eating on the sidelines more than once.
see, if I'm not playing from behind, I take this bet.
Yeah.
If it's once, I'll do it.
So what we could say is that I think this will happen, and you can say you don't think it'll happen. Does that help you at all, or
I will take the bet saying that it does not happen.
okay? And here's my last one. By the fourth quarter, a player will swap jerseys with another player.
So by taking the bet, I would say that will not happen.
Yeah.
I will take that bet.
Okay. Sure. I honestly, I think that you're probably more likely to win this, but I think it'd be funny, so I picked it. These ones are just fun penny bets for this week, and those are my penny bets.
No one will be caught eating more than once. The game. and a player will swap. Two players will swap jerseys.
Yeah.
Okay. My only bet that I had to propose to you
Okay.
is that the Browns will sweep the defensive annual awards.
I mean, I think they will.
I mean, you picked Eman Mori, so
Yeah. Well, it's true. It's
apparently you
true.
don't
It's
think so.
true. Yeah, but Miles Garrett
The
is
Browns.
gonna walk away with everything under the sun that he
Yeah. So
can.
to be clear, I phrased that weird. Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's what I'm talking
Mm, okay. The Browns will sweep. Okay, on that front. Okay, then I'm willing to take that bet. Then
about. Okay, so you do not
saying
think they will.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
we have 3 bets going into this weekend. 1, the Browns will sweep the Defensive Annual Awards. 2, someone will be caught eating more than once during the Pro Bowl. And 3, players will swap jerseys. Someone will swap jerseys by the fourth quarter of the Pro Bowl.
yeah.
All right. That was an incredible episode. Take us out.
All right. Uh, this has been really fun so far. And I just want to say just thank you for anyone who is watching this show. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. Me and Bryce have been talking. We have a lot of fun ideas and concepts planned for future videos, and I think the two of us are just getting started here and are really looking forward to continuing that. So, with that being said, we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, everybody. Peace.